everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have some new products that I've recently bought to show you. Everything that I've got to use today that I've got next to me is all completely new to me that I've not used before, so I'm going to get straight on with the video. I think that the colours that I've got will go together quite nicely, but it's not a makeup look per se tutorial kind of thing. So now that my hair's out of my face, I'm going to start. So the first thing that I've got to use is the Laura Mercier Silk Cream Oil Free Photo Edition foundation. This is her new foundation that she's just recently kind of reformulated and repackaged, so she now has an oil free one and also a moisturising one. This one, the colour is in Cream Ivory. So it looks like quite a nice consistency, not too thick, not too runny. I did get colour matched for this foundation in store. I would recommend doing something like that if you're going to be spending a little bit more on foundation than you usually would. Looks like it's blending quite well. I've wanted to try this foundation for so long, so I'm really hoping I like it. I'm just going to take a little bit more over my cheeks. I really like it so far. It is quite a heavy coverage, but it doesn't feel heavy on the skin. First product down, the next thing I'm going to use is a concealer, and this is Concealing Concentrate by Pixie. So it comes in a box like this, completely unnecessary, because once you open it, that's the size of it. So a little bit of unnecessary packaging there. But this is in Adaptable Beige, and I've wanted to try this for a really long time. I'm going to use this as an under eye concealer as it is quite a salmony tone. And I'm just going to put a little bit on my finger. It's very thick. And I'm just going to use that underneath my eyes. I'm just going to do the same under the other eye. It's completely got rid of that blueness under my eyes. I really like that. I don't think I'm going to use it anywhere else on the face. It is quite heavy. It feels quite thick, but underneath my eyes it doesn't feel like I'm really wearing anything at all, even though it is a really thick consistency. Next, I'm going to try a concealer from Barry M, the Flawless Light Reflecting Concealer. This is supposed to be an illuminating concealer, and we're going to give it a go. The applicator looks like this, so it's not a doe foot applicator, it's more of like a lip gloss brush. I'm just going to use this to highlight under my eyes. This applicator's a bit funny. Down my nose, a little bit here and a little bit here. It's quite liquidy. It seems to be blending quite easily. And it is quite highlighting. I have the Touche Eclat from YSL, and although it is really nice, I just don't get the hype of it. It's about £20 and I don't think it's anything amazing, but this one seems quite nice. I'm going to go on with my eyebrows, and I'm going to use the Collection Work the Colour Eyebrow Kit. I bought this recently, and I don't actually think this is a very new product at all. I just hadn't seen it before. So I bought this from Boots and it was really cheap. I think it was like £2.99 or £3.99. I think I'm going to mix these two colours together. I'm just going to use this middle colour for the first part of my eyebrow. It seems quite powdery. It's just coming off a little bit red, so I'm just going to mix that with the end colour, which is more of a grey tone, just to see if that makes any difference. And I'm just going to use it really lightly. Quite easy to work with. They are quite chalky. When I say powder, I mean quite chalky, so you put your brush in it just a little bit and a lot of product comes away, which isn't necessarily too much of a bad thing. I mean, it was really cheap. I'm going to leave those there, and I'll just show you that I used just a tiny little bit of this, and can you see how much looks like it's come away from the actual palette, so you can see how chalky it's appearing. I am going to go in with a new brow product from Rimmel, and this is called Brow This Way, and this is one of their new styling gels. The applicator is quite short but quite stumpy. It's a little bit more chunkier than the Benefit Gimme Brow, but I would say wider than the L'Oreal one. So I'm just going to brush this through. What I do like about this one, just off first impressions, it seems like not a lot of product has come out onto the spoolie, which on the Benefit Gimme Brow it can. I prefer the brush to this than the Benefit Gimme Brow and the L'Oreal one and that Maybelline one that's got the kind of round brush on the end. I think while you're still zoomed in, I'll move on to my eyes. And I'm going to use the Sleek Eye Quad, and this is eyeshadow and eyeliner. This was £5 from Superdrug, and you get 4 eyeshadows. No, you get 3 eyeshadows and 1 eyeliner, which is this down here, and it's a gel consistency. On first look, when I put the brush in, a lot of fallout, a lot of colour came, a lot of the product came away, but not a lot has transferred onto my eyelid. It definitely isn't the colour that it appears to be in the pan. Not really impressed by that. I'm going to take the third colour and just run that through the crease and see what that colour's like. Again, I've just literally dipped my brush in. Quite a lot of product has come away from the pan. Okay, this one seems a little bit better. I'm going to go in with the lightest shade, which now has got all of the other shades mixed in. If you can, I don't know if you can see how messy that actually is. They are really, really chalky, but I'm just going to take a little bit of that on my little finger and pop that in the inner corners of my eyes. That's quite a nice shade. That's probably my favourite one out of the whole thing. Now I'm going to go in with this gel eyeliner and just see what this is like. I was really intrigued by this because I've never owned a brown gel eyeliner or liquid liner, anything like that. I've only ever had black, so on a day-to-day basis I tend to wear brown liner, so it's quite red, and as I'm going over it with the brush, it's just taking away the product. Not a fan of that at all. I had quite a lot of fall down under my eyes. They're not very pigmented at all. The colours don't come out what they look like in the pan, and also this gel eyeliner, although it is quite nice consistency, it is quite wet. It's quite a nice gel to work with. It's not dry, anything like that. I suppose it's so wet that once I'd put one line on, when I went to go over that, it took off what I'd already put on. That's probably a no-go from me. I'd give that one a miss if I was you. I did tell a lie, there's a couple of things that I haven't got to try that's new on camera for you. One of them is a mascara and one of them's a powder. I don't think I'm going to powder because this foundation looks like it's set quite nicely, but I am going to use a mascara just because it's a must for me. Got my mascara on. The next thing I'm going to do is contour, and for this I'm going to take my contour cream by Topshop in the colour Sweep. I'm not overly confident with contouring yet. I'm going to take my Real Techniques contour brush, just pop a little bit of the product on the brush. I've just literally put the tiniest amount on the brush, and I'm just going in small circular motions just to blend that in, so it doesn't look as much as a stripe but more of a shadow. And I've put a little bit around the hairline. It seems quite an inoffensive contour colour. It's not too orange, it's not too ashy. When you put your brush in the product, not too much comes off, so I don't think you could ever use too much. Looks like quite a nice colour really. It's just given that shadow that you want from contour, but it's not too orange or muddy. I think on the camera it looks like it's picking up quite muddy, but in real life it hasn't. I'm going to take the Revlon highlighting palette, and this is in the shade Rose Glow. This looks like it could be a dupe for the Bobbi Brown palettes. It's not new, it's new to me, I've not used it before. So they're really pretty pink and kind of bronze shades. I'm just going to take my Real Techniques Duo Fibre brush because I don't want to pick up a lot of product, swirl it all over the pan, and just apply this to the tops of my cheekbones. It's a very subtle pink colour, it's not too vivid. I wouldn't say it's that, oh, it has got a sheen to it, but it's not overly highlighting. It's quite nice. Nothing too special, I wouldn't say, but probably worth investing in if you are after the Bobbi Brown palette and you don't want to spend a fortune. This was a fraction of the price, so quite good for a drugstore alternative, I would say. Just to finish everything off, I'm going to take the Barry M Matte Me Up Lip Crayon because it's a smooth, creamy texture, and this is in the shade Number 3. Definitely feels creamy. I like this colour. I think this is a really nice everyday colour. Went on really, really easily. Feels really creamy and definitely very smooth. There is a massive bumblebee right outside the window. I'm so glad the window's closed. It appears to be matte, so I don't think it's going to be that drying, which is quite nice. I like this formula. I like the colour. Great pigmentation. Doesn't feel too uncomfortable. It's got a slight gloss to it. I wouldn't say it's completely matte, but it's not clinging to any of the lines in my lips or anything like that. So this is what the makeup looks like when it's on and all finished. I really, really like this foundation. I literally look like I've got really good skin and really nice colour, really nice coverage. I'm really happy with this foundation. I think that the brow palette is a great value for money. It's not, I wouldn't say they're the best colours in a brow palette that I've ever used, but also they don't look terrible. This brow gel is set and it doesn't feel crispy. I really like this brow gel and it was really cheap. Oh, and the concealers, both were a winner. I really liked both of those. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've got more of a understanding of the products that I've used, and there are some things there you might want to try or might want to give a miss, and I will see you very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye!